All right. Good morning, fellow Crusaders. I won't be too long. This morning, I want to deal with something that I've been thinking about over the past few days, ever since I got back on the subject of dealing with these therapy dogs. I don't remember how I stumbled across this article, but I did. I saw the title. I think it was in a Google search. So I remember seeing the title. 5 ways, I don't know if you can see it right here. 5 ways therapy dogs can help kids. This obsession with bringing dogs around kids should be looked at. It should be scrutinized by healthcare professionals, mental health experts. They should all force this campaign to hold up to scrutiny. I don't think they do that. I don't believe they test. They don't battle test these agendas at all. If they did, they'd see that they don't hold up to scrutiny. And it's such a sick agenda. I can't help but try to figure it out. Why are they doing this? They just cannot back up off of children. Children literally there's no reason to involve them in this dog nuttery. But that is their primary target when it comes to dogs. When it comes to dogs, the dog lovers most of the time associate dogs with children. They see a dog, first thing they think of, let's get it around some children. That narrative needs to be scrutinized. It needs to be examined. And since the real mental health professionals won't do it, we'll do it here as best we can without all of your formal education. So I saw the title and I actually sent a tweet to this organization, Alliance of Therapy Dogs. They have a Twitter account. You see here. And you scroll down and you see some disturbing videos. Okay, this is the first one you see. You scroll down, you see a child in a wheelchair. Press play.
When you're feeling down, we'll be.
Okay. The first thing they show you is a child in a wheelchair and a man with a pit bull walking up to her. You remember that blog that I shared? Right now it's on the homepage of my channel, where doctors have said that pit bulls and children don't mix well. They don't mix well. Not because children don't know how to behave, but because pit bulls, more than any other dog, will attack immediately upon sight. Again, think about that lady who was walking across the street, walking down the sidewalk, and as soon as the dogs escaped from out the home, they darted right towards her and attacked her. Also reflect on the story where The gentleman opened his vehicle door, and as soon as he did, the pit bull darted out and attacked the child. That's what pit bulls were bred to do. Okay? This man is bringing a breed of dog that was bred to attack, fight, and kill. Is there any logical reason to associate these dogs with children? There's none. There's none. And what they're doing is programming the next generation to not view these things as dangerous. In fact, to walk up and try to pet them or hug them as soon as they see them. You see a dog, ask mommy if you can pet it, hug it, kiss it. That's what they're teaching to these kids. As I've shown several times, when you talk about children killed by dogs, people, it's almost always a pit bull. It's like in the 80th percentile. It's pretty ridiculous. Non-bully breeds are like only every now and then, here and there. It's like exclusively bully breeds. Now, when you deal with severe mutilations, again, almost all bully breeds. So how can this make sense? The promotion of this type of behavior, having pit bulls around children, how can that make sense? Here's where I left a tweet letting them know that I was going to discuss their organization. You visit their Twitter, you scroll down and you see this. I went onto this post and I said, remove this tweet. And I left a link to one of hundreds of articles where the so-called experts, behaviorists, tell you never hug dogs and never let kids hug dogs. You can just do a simple search. They're everywhere. Why you shouldn't hug your dog. So this therapy dog organization promotes the idea of children hugging dogs. Here it is again. So I thought this organization, they tell you never to put your face up to a dog. I thought this organization, there's some more, was their rhetoric was not in line with their own behaviorists. We should at least feel free and justified to hold these people up to the advice of their own experts. Even the experts, their behaviorists, veterinary, they tell you, don't hug dogs, never let kids hug dogs, ever, ever, ever. Dogs don't like to be hugged. Dogs hate to be hugged. And they always point out that you are at a greater risk of being attacked when you do. So as a therapy dog organization, why would you support that? So when I went to this particular article, this should tell me all I need to know, because they are explaining why therapy dogs are good for kids. Okay. I've been critical. Now you tell me why I shouldn't be critical. That is what this article, that's the purpose that it should say. And of course, scroll down, you see kids with dogs. Now I'm not going to read all this about therapy dog. Let's just get right to it. I want to hear your 5 reasons. Therapy dogs can help strengthen the bond between parent and child. People, do we even need to read on? How is that even possible? That's not possible. The only way to strengthen the bond between parent and child is for parent and child to bond. Spend time bonding. The child spending time with a dog will only serve to weaken the child's bond with their parent. Going to get used to bonding with the dog rather than bonding with their parent. But I read this because I wanted to hear their explanation. And listen how bizarre this is. They say children living in a hospital facility might struggle to bond with their parents who live elsewhere. Children who have had to spend many years in a hospital or healthcare center are particularly impacted, as they haven't spent a lot of time being cared for exclusively by their parents. Shared experiences, meeting and cuddling a therapy dog can be an important way to strengthen the parent and child bond and give them both fond memories to reminisce about, even when the dog is no longer present. So they're saying that if you're there with your parent and the parent is there, they're saying it's better if you have a dog there too, along with you. That way, you both can gawk over the dog. You can both together, do something together. And that is praise the dog, honor it, rub it. And those are going to serve as memories. You both sat together and rubbed the dog. That's what they're saying. People, does that hold up to scrutiny? Is it worth also teaching them that dogs are harmless? Because as long as the parent and child is there doing something together, their bond will be strengthened. They could be going through a photo album. They could literally do anything that would involve something that truly is harmless. There's nothing magical about a dog that's going to make anything better. And that actually, like I said, will weaken the bond between parent and child. Yes, I'm making that argument. I hope you therapists that I invited are listening. That weakens the bond between parent and child. Because now the parent, their job is to give love to the child. That's the job of the parent. Love and emotional support in the form of attention. Children feel best when they feel like they have their parents' complete and undivided attention. How can it benefit their relationship if the mother or father then divides her attention between the dog and the child? How could that be more beneficial for the child rather than the child being alone with their parent? That does not hold up to scrutiny. Do something else together. It'll be far more effective. In fact, this won't be effective at all. Because as soon as the dog is removed from the picture, parent and child will not know how to interact with each other. See, they want people to view dogs as the basis upon which people interact. They want people to have to depend on dogs in order to relate to each other. How sick is that? Am I going too far? Am I misinterpreting this? If I am, please correct me. Please correct me if I'm misinterpreting this. Big shout out to Kmo A in the super chat. Most definitely. Shout out to everybody in the house. Right? Big thanks to everybody sharing information. We hate dogs. Mr. Payne. Big shout out to everybody in the building. Am I misinterpreting this? I feel like I totally understood what they were trying to say, and that it totally doesn't hold up to scrutiny. A parent gawking and at a dog rather than their own child is not good for the child. Wouldn't the child feel jealous that mommy or daddy, their face seems to light up only when the dog is around? And then when the dog is not around, they really don't want to be around me. They're trying to get away. Eventually, the kids will want the dog around because only then will their parent be comfortable spending time with them. This is what goes on in these homes. I watch these their crazy videos. I watch their little crazy videos, and this is what goes on. That's why I said the presence of dogs is child abuse. It's a form of neglect. It's a form of neglect. Okay, now what's the next one? They help autistic children to grow emotionally. Okay. Autistic children struggle to handle their emotions and deal with social situations, but therapy dogs can help them to overcome these challenges. Really. I just don't get that, people. How is socializing with a dog supposed to help you to socialize with people? You're not going to know how to interact with people if all you spend time interacting with is a dog. That's just the bottom line. Anything else is just a con artist trying to brainwash you. Spending time with a dog can give the child the chance to face their emotions and share them with both the dog and the dog's handler? Huh? What? Why? What's wrong with just an adult interacting with the child? You know, another person, another human being, maybe the child's parents. Wouldn't that be better? If they're struggling with social situations, wouldn't it be better to get them used to and comfortable with social situations? You're not in a social situation with the dog. The dog can't communicate. They're not even physically responsive to our emotional gestures. That doesn't hold up to scrutiny. And this is directly from the Therapy Dogs website, this organization's website. So this is the best they can do. They're little psychologists and whatnot. This is the best they can do. Look at this. As you all could have guessed, spending time with a dog can alleviate stress, according to this website. Now watch this. Look at how deceptive this is. Look at how it's worded. Students or young people who are feeling stress can develop mental and physical health problems. Spending time with a dog is excellent for their health. But many parents cannot have a dog in their home. For students or stressed out kids who don't own a dog, a therapy dog is a perfect substitute. Now, the wording right here, right there. For students or stressed out kids who don't own, you see how they just assume that kids are stressed out? They've just made it a matter of fact. Kids are stressed. And for those kids who are stressed and don't own a dog, they need a therapy dog. No. Kids are stressed out. Says who? Who? There is no resource anywhere. Look it up, or try to look it up, people. Try your best to find any source that says kids deal with stress. Kids ain't dealing with no stress. That's the most stress-free time of anybody's life. When I was a kid, all I had was fun. In fact, all my adult life, all I do is struggle to get back to that same state of mind of happiness that I had when I was a kid. You remember when you was a kid, it was just this euphoric feeling you had every day. Every day. It felt like heaven. Everything was just fun. It was about fun. And yes, the only time you felt bad was when you couldn't go out to play. But even then, you had your toys at home. I had all kinds of fun with my toys. I couldn't be depressed as a child. I was having too much fun in my room with my toys. And when I wasn't playing with the toys, I was with cousins, other kids, playing with them. I grew up on wrestling, WWF. So whenever I would visit my family, I would play with the boys, my cousins, and we would play wrestle. We broke a lot of beds, body slamming each other. We broke a lot of things. Everybody knew what time it was. When I came over, they knew it was time to wrestle. We would go in that room and make all kinds of noise. Somebody would end up getting a butt whooping. It was just a matter of who. We didn't know who, but we was going to take the chance. We were going to play wrestle. I haven't been that happy since I was a kid. You telling me that at that time in my life I was stressed out? Get out of here. And I grew up relatively poor. Many days I was hungry. Had to go over to grandma's house to get something to eat. Still didn't feel stress. No, that don't hold up to scrutiny. Just doesn't. I mean, that's outright bizarre. For children or students who are stressed out and don't, oh my goodness. They can spend time cuddling and interact with the dog without having the responsibility of a dog owner. Many therapy dog teams visit high schools and colleges during exam weeks to provide some stress relief. Oh my goodness. Spend time cuddling and interact with the dog to relieve stress. Boy, boy, boy. That's a big part of the problem. How people just accept whatever anybody says. If you're an expert, or even if you just make a website, people who made this website could be a bunch of idiots. And many people believe they are. But people, they hear it, they read it, they believe it. Therapy dogs can encourage children to be calm. People, am I reading that right? They can encourage children to be calm? Wow. Wow. I've always thought that kids were promoted to dogs as something to play with. Is that wrong? Am I just tripping? Sometimes I think like, wow, what have I been thinking this whole time? I've been thinking the wrong thing. They promote dogs to kids as something to play with. So when kids see a toy, they're promoted like a toy. So what do kids do when they see a toy? They get excited. They don't calm down. They jump up. Yeah, exactly. Neon asked, who wrote this? That's a good question. That is there's no author. Did anybody put that? Nobody put their John Hancock on it. So I have to put it on therapydogs.com. I'm going to share their Twitter right now. You know, I have a feeling some people have some questions, at least about this information they have on their website. It's like they're not even trying to sound persuasive. They're not trying to sound convincing at all. It's like they just slap some words together. Oh, let's say this, and just roll with it. Doesn't it sound like not even they held this up to scrutiny before they published it? Encourage kids to be calm, huh? Well, look, kids who see the dog as a toy, they're not going to get calm. Okay, let's just say that's wrong. So what are the other group of kids? You have the kids who see dogs as toys and they get happy and they get excited, not calm. The other group of kids are the kids who are afraid of dogs. Isn't that right? Very few in the middle. They either love them, they see them as toys, you know, they see their cartoons, you know, dogs are on cartoons. So when they see a real dog, they're happy and excited. Now, the kids who are afraid of dogs, do you think they become calm? Of course not. People, where are they getting this from? Where are they getting this from? Some people, you know, some people think that I try to pick on these professionals because I just want to sound like a smart guy myself. No, I got serious, genuine questions. I'm truly confused. I feel like everybody understands that. I think you're confused too. Like, how could anybody with a half a brain cell believe that this sounds convincing? That's incredible. They said a visit from a therapy dog can, incent children who struggle to handle their emotions or stay still. They will know that to have fun with their furry visitor, they need to be calm, gentle, and slow. Why? So it doesn't rip their throat out? Is that why they're supposed to be calm, gentle, and slow? That's exactly what they're saying. Or else the dog will rip your face off. Kids, do you really want something like this around you? Where if you don't move slow enough, it's going to bite your face off. On what planet does this make sense? They said they will have to, look at what they wrote. They will have to calm down for the duration of the visit. Oh, wait a minute. Let's slow down. They actually wrote this. They said the kids will have to calm down for the duration of the visit, which will help them learn about regulating their emotions. So that the dog won't bite your face off, tear your throat out. We're going to need you to calm down and be still. This will teach you how to be calm and stay still even when a dog is not around. To teach you how to stay calm and be still, we're going to bring a deadly predator into the room that will rip your face off if you move too fast or if you are excited. What does that sound like, people? That's abuse. That's flat out abuse. Okay, here's the pit bull, little Johnny. Now, don't move too fast. Make sure you stay calm or else it will rip your throat out. You don't want that to happen, do you? Okay, now, rub on the doggy. Slowly now. Stay calm. That's almost like terrorism, people. These dog lovers are the biggest child abusers on the planet. And this is based on their own words. I'm not twisting their words around. If any of you feel like I'm misinterpreting this, I'm not even interpreting it. They have said this just blunt, the most blunt way possible. Isn't this shocking? This is shocking. I got to take a break from this. Man. Boy, oh boy, what have we walked into? This part of YouTube is, wow. Isn't that scary? Okay. Teach kids how to be calm by telling them you're going to die if you're too excited and if you move too fast. If you say so. And finally, they say dogs will help children learn how to interact with a dog. Huh? As mentioned above, not all children have the privilege of growing up with a dog. Children who don't live with a dog might not understand how to behave around. Why do they need to behave in a certain way? Well, the dog will rip their throat out. You behave in the wrong way, the dog is going to attack you. He'll maul you. So you need to learn how to behave around it because, it's more important to have the dog here than to have you here. So we're going to sacrifice your safety because the dog's presence is more important than your safety. You just better know how to behave. Be still, calm down, and don't move too fast. All right? Boy, this is crazy. This is spaced out, man. Now look at this. Let me read that again. Children who don't live with a dog might not understand how to behave around one, which could cause an incident when they are in a park or another space where dogs roam unleashed. Spending time with a therapy dog will teach children how to interact with dogs. Okay, so the kids who don't live with a dog, they don't understand how to be calm, move slow, so they don't get mutilated. So spend time with therapy dogs so you can practice. That way, when you're out in a park and there are dogs roaming around, you won't act too excited. You won't be jumping up and down. Even if you're minding your business, if you're moving around and you're running fast, dog might kill you. You don't want to set off its prey drive now. Little Johnny, little Emily, walk. Don't run. And walk slowly. This is so bad. This is bad. I know the Purina, Nestle, all these nutter they are praying that the masses don't align their thinking with ours. That has to be a nightmare of theirs. Like, I hope the majority of the population never thinks like these people. But look, we've been around for a long time. We were here long before I started this channel. Don't trip. It was destined to happen. Y'all running this type of game on the people. Look what else they wrote. Even if they don't have a dog at home, the child can learn about how to handle dogs in a safe and fun way. Why do they need to handle a dog in a safe way? What are they even talking about? Are you talking about the kids will learn? Okay, they'll learn how to not be excited, move slow. So how do they handle a dog safely? They'll know how to pet it, how to rub it, how to hug it, like you have them doing on your Twitter. You cannot hug a dog in a safe way. A child cannot hug a dog in a safe way. And that's exactly what you are promoting to them, to hug them. Look what else they wrote. These interactions could prevent a potentially dangerous future situation. In other words, let's just scare you into staying calm, moving slow, and not being excited. On top of while we pump you full of sugar, sending this type of poison into you that acts as a major stimulant. You better calm down. You better stay calm. Huh? Man, do you nutters know how many people in the future are going to be talking about this nuttery just like I am? You have this is just the beginning. You got many other different types of people who are very savvy with their research, their oratorical skills. This is just the beginning. And this is not even that bad. I'm not getting on these people as bad as many other people do. Y'all know some people are real savvy with the English language or whatever language they speak, and they know how to lay it on you. You lucky right now. You just getting this from a child of family who are from the southern United States. You're just getting a little simple old-fashioned scrutiny here. When these real savvy people start getting on you, y'all gonna be in all kinds of trouble. All kinds of trouble. Wow, this is shocking. These interactions can prevent a potentially dangerous future situation, as dogs can be unpredictable when treated in the wrong way and might accidentally harm a child if the child does not behave correctly. Wow. Oh no. Wow. Wow. Therapydog.com, y'all better remove this. Y'all better get your little editors over here and fix this right now. You better go on your Twitter while you at it. Remove this right now. Remove this little goofy video and remove this. How about that? How about that? Is that not incredible? My goodness. Let's get out of here. Let me share a link to this. Wow. It's hard to argue that these kids are not being abused inside their home. People, you know they are. And they're getting abused a lot worse, than the simple me, reciting this. A lot of these kids are getting yelled at in the process, getting maybe hit. Parents hit them, yell at them, scream at them. Don't do the dog like that. Go to your room. All this kind of crazy. No, people, this is going, I bet you anything, in the future, this is going to be in that little book that these psychologists have of different forms of abuse and neglect. This is, without question, abuse and neglect. This is enough to drive a person crazy, to turn them into a crazy person. This is where all of our lunatics are coming from. People wonder why all these lunatics pop up in society. It's because of stuff like this. Stuff that you overlook, that you might look at as, positive thing. No, dogs are not positive. They're not positive. So they're trying to program the future generation to depend on dogs on an emotional level. And they're constantly trying to appeal to people. They want people to feel deeply attracted to dogs. Now, I'm going to be very careful here. Be very careful. Here, let me change my screens. They want people to feel deeply attracted to dogs. And like I said, in the thumbnail, all dog lovers are suspects. If you are in possession of one, I have to consider the possibility that you are deeply attracted to it in a deeper way than what I might see when you're out walking your dog. Okay, y'all with me? And that's why I don't like the fact that they promote images like this. They figure it's a cartoon, so there's no harm in this. No. This is where it starts. When I was a kid, I knew what a heart was, and I knew what it meant. But I see too many images like this floating around here. Not only that, images like this are really just a reflection of what happens in the real world, of reality. Everywhere you look, there's a child hugging a dog just like this. Isn't it? On every therapy dog site, their Twitter, everything, everywhere, you're bombarded with images like this. And then you have hearts floating around. They're programming the next generation. This is our future. I mean, if this is our future, there is no future. Why would you want to reproduce? Being in love with these things, it always coincides with having disdain for people. Always. They claim that it helps people to bond, but when you look at the rhetoric of dog lovers, it's all, I hate people, dogs are better, humans are terrible, they're evil, they're the worst, I hate people. But when they feel like it benefits them, they talk about, it will strengthen the bond between two people. No. And you notice, why does everything have to be a deception and a lie? It's like they never tell the truth about anything. They're never honest about anything. How could they be? When they lie to themselves every day of their life, telling themselves that the dog loves them, when they know full well it doesn't. Pretending, living a life of make-believe. That's a recipe for a compulsive liar. Because they're getting joy out of lying. Pretending that the dog loves them. It makes them happy. That's very dangerous. How could a person like that have a problem with lying? Boy, oh boy, what a wormhole. Now, if you scroll through the internet, I know some dog lovers, you're listening, and this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. All these conspiracy theories about being deeply attracted to dogs. Oh, IHD, you just trying to maintain content for your channel. You're just making stuff up so you have more things to talk about. That's what a lot of these dog lovers are thinking to themselves. But y'all know I couldn't possibly do that. I'm not that creative. What's actually happening is I'm being bombarded with content coming directly from them. And I'm not comfortable with it. Be honest. It's very uncomfortable. Okay, what is this? Why are there so many articles, discussions online between dog lovers themselves, confessing of what they do and what goes on behind closed doors? Why is there so much, and why should we ignore it? My boy, what is this? Mother, 20, told boyfriend she has been having with her dog. Okay. All right. I caught my boyfriend touching his dog. Okay. My boyfriend is training a dog that should. Okay. Look at this. Girlfriend agrees to have with our dog. Caught my girlfriend getting by her dog. Okay. Do you know how many stories there are like this? Caught my girlfriend. Huh? What should I do about my girlfriend? Ooh, philia. Okay. All right. Why? Why? If this is rare, why is it all over the internet like this? Woman pleasured while having, okay. And what is this? A lot of these are adult websites. Here, let me do this. This way I know it's real discussions by real people and not actors and actresses. Found out my wife used to have with her dog. My girlfriend cheated on me with a dog. Okay, girlfriend confessed to me she had with her dog. Huh? Just walked in on my girlfriend by my dog. Oh, man. Okay. Let's change this up a little bit. Let's put boyfriend. How about that? Found out my boyfriend was once, okay. Oh, man. Wait a minute. This is just too much. Oh, wait a minute. Let's get deeper than that. truly, I am attracted to dog. It's tearing me apart. I am attracted to dogs and I want to kill myself. I'm 17-year-old male who is attracted to dogs. Am I a virgin? I'm attracted to dogs. There are more women attracted to dogs. I'm attracted to, he said animals, but we know what that means. Man, what? Dogs. Page 2. Okay. Women, adolescent, wires. Oh, this subject is too popular. It's too popular for me to believe that, the people actually engaged in this make up 1% or even 5%. It's got to be more prevalent than that. And I believe that this therapy dog campaign, that its purpose is to indoctrinate the future generation and to get them to be comfortable with being physically rubbing the dog, hugging the dog from a very early age, which will increase the chances that it develops and grows into a lot more than that at some point in the future. A lot of people who were not around dogs when they were kids, they don't want to be around dogs, or they have to make this breakthrough phase. I've read a lot of confessions online where people had to actually, they didn't like dogs at first, didn't want to be around them, but when they sort of forced themselves to, they got used to it. But if you start them off when you're kids, it's a lot easier, and like I said, a better chance that they'll grow up later in life to do things like this. So this is dangerous. If Purina is behind this therapy dog campaign, which they are, and it's not just them, any of these big dog corporations, organizations, these CEOs give these behaviorists and things like that, these shelters, give them all kinds of money. They would like nothing more than for people to be deeply attracted to dogs just like this. That's what they want, because that is what guarantees your income. Because after each dog dies, they're going to buy another one. Even if they get mauled themselves, they're going to still be a dog lover. They're going to still work with dogs. They need people to be deeply attracted to these things. They don't want you to just view them as a pet. They want you to view them as something that you need, that's a part of your family, that is just as important or more important than human beings. More important than human beings. Let me correct that. And they're doing it in a very sinister and sophisticated way in some ways, and in other ways, it's right there in your face. It can't be denied. And, I'm glad people are starting to call this out. People starting to see it and call it out. And right now, people getting comfortable calling it out. That I hear that more than anything. I know y'all have too. If y'all read the comments on these videos, a lot of people have always disliked dogs, but they kept it to themselves because they knew it was not socially acceptable. And if you do that long enough, you really won't feel comfortable talking about your dislike for dogs. Like, even if you're in the room by yourself, you won't feel comfortable doing it. But when they see a bunch of people letting it all out, man, that's revolutionary. That's when you really start a real movement, a powerful movement that will only grow and grow fast. We're growing fast, people. I get discouraged sometimes, but then I look at the progress that we've made, and I feel a whole lot better. Oh, and good to see a lot of new faces. Pretty steady influx of new people in the comment sections, in the chat rooms. Big shout out to everybody. Feel good about that. Hope y'all staying dog free, clean, sanitized, ready, right? Natalie, man, we had a lot of people in here. Fallon, shout out to you. The Stars, big shout out to you. Everybody in the building, Vorte, Natalie. Man, a lot of new faces in here. Dion in the building. Gene, good to see you. BK Born. Right, Lala in the building. All right, Slime. Man. What? Eye of the Needle. All right. Everybody got a slicker name than me. I'm going to have to change my name. I want something slick. Just like y'all. Sunny Day. Right? Man. And the content creators, man. Creating excellent content. Be sure to check them out. I'm going to be sharing a lot more of their content. It's just hard. It's hard for me to do anything. As soon as I get ready to share anything, the news is overwhelming. Just the news alone. So you can imagine how much content you would have. I could just report the news and nothing else. Look at this. And I'm dead serious. That window that I just had up, that's a different window. Let me show y'all something. I could just report the news and nothing else. But when I have the option to also just come up with different topics, like just different things that I want to talk about, that's a whole lot more content. And then the emails, and then the, first I got to listen to the other content, understand it myself, then be able to break it down. Man, I'm overwhelmed. That's why people who do YouTube full time, they have so much. They always got something to do. Yeah, I pulled up the world clock. I wanted to see what time it was in other countries. I went live earlier this morning. It was like 7:30 or something like that, but it was in the members area. But all of these windows you see here, news reports. And I only made it to the second page. The news itself is overwhelming. But I'm going to put that off for later videos. I just wanted to deal with this therapy mutt organization. And hopefully they respond. Hopefully they take my advice and remove that nonsense. Not only remove that nonsense, but close their whole business down. Go finance something else. Leave these kids alone. Stop behaving like a devil. That's all it is. You're behaving like a bunch of demons. Leave these kids alone. Stop teaching kids that dogs are their friends, that their dogs are harmless. Stop it. Teach them that dogs are dangerous, deadly, and that they prefer to attack them. Because that's the truth. That's the truth. You're lying to them. Just by bringing therapy dogs in there and having them rubbing and hug it, you're lying to them. You don't even have to actually say that. You're lying. We got a lot of changes to make in this world. Yeah. Right. All right. So I appreciate the support. You know, I like to jump on here and rant. And to be clear, I don't speak for everybody. I don't speak for everybody who listen to me. We all have our own opinions, and people disagree with me all the time on different things. But one thing that is steady is that we have the same goal, and that is for a dog-free society. At the very least, a bully breed free society. All bully breeds need to be exterminated right now. Right now. And it should be against the law to have bully breeds as therapy dogs. You want to bring a bully breed in there and teach kids that these things are harmless? That should be against the law. And it will be in due time. Shout out to everybody able to join me, and I will see you all again very soon, hopefully, as we continue with this crusade.